this is where I ended my last video. My last video of 2022. Coming past Hartshill here. Today, as the canal is unfrozen for the first time in over a week, I've stopped to fill up with water. This is now probably a month and a half since I filmed here, passing here in the last cruise of 2022. A little bit leaky, and I can't help that. It's not my fittings, they don't normally leak. But the water wasn't frozen, so that was the main thing. So I'm filling up. It's been at least 3 weeks since I last filled up. In a moment we will continue our cruise. Well, that didn't take long, all filled up. One note, the water pressure here at Hartshill is very, very good. So if you're passing and you need water, it took me probably 20 minutes to fill up the day. I was going to wait until I got to Atherstone, but the water pressure there is not as good as here, so I made a quick stop. I was almost past where I decided to stop. Quick back onto the landing. You can't go anywhere from here, there's no access around here, so it's only a water point, but very useful indeed. Anyway, time for me to make a move and continue this little cruise today.
As I pull away from the water point, I thought I'd leave you with some still photograph images I took in and around here at Hartshill, just to give you a little bit more of a feel of just how it was. I always sort of imagine how this would have been like 150, 200 years ago, the hustle bustle around here. I always find it quite intriguing. Today, of course, not much going on.
Widens out quite a lot here, and the reason for that was just over here there used to be a canal branch line, and I believe it went to the back of Hartshill to the quarry up there. No, quarry? No, a mine, a coal mine.
I need to make a quick correction to myself here. It wasn't a canal which went off here. It was tramways which came down to the wharf here at the canal. And the tramway is a bit marked in orange, coming down to the top left-hand corner there on the bend. So, yes, it was a tramway.
Bridge 34 here near Manchester, I nicknamed Cow Bridge. Unfortunately, I got the camera out today, and there's no cows, but quite often there's cows standing on top of this bridge. They look over at you. But of course, because I got the camera ready today, they're not here. And there's still patches of ice flood. Very thin now. It's quite soft, so the boat's going through it very, very easily. Yeah, there's ice around. I wasn't expecting to see this today.
This yard here, which looks like they have flying boats here, well, of course they're up on racks, is the Rotherham Group yard here at Manchester. And they are, I believe, the biggest contractor for the CRT, supplying workboats and such alike. We are now passing Oak Farm. Oak Farm has alpacas, and you can stop here and buy alpaca wool. I believe also they're a boat builder or boat joiner or fitter, something like that. I know they do things to do with boats anyway. Don't quote me on what exactly they do. We're now currently passing Narrowboat Bargus and its butty Betigues. Bargus was built in 1935. It's definitely been around a while. It's an old working boat, now a fuel boat. Well, how typical is this? As I'm passing this workboat, the Rotherham workboat here moored by the field, on a blind bend, to go under the bridge, the only boat I actually meet completely today is another boat coming through the bridge at the same time. So here goes, we pass each other quite comfortably though. And this is the bridge in question that the other boat has just cleared and now coming through.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. I know where that came from. I must be back down there and got a bit more. Just keep topped up. Then I need to go and get some food.
We're talking about wood here that we've collected. I saw him collecting the wood that's on the top of his boat as I go past, and he saw me when we was down at the woods the other day getting firewood. Well, there's a butty here on its own. A butty is a boat without an engine. I wonder where the other boat is. Perhaps he's gone off to get water or food or something. We're now just on the outskirts of Atherstone. A couple more bridges and I will be getting into the mooring areas. But it's been a beautiful little trip today. A little bit on the chilly side, but quite pleasant. Very little wind, which makes it a lot more pleasant to move the boat, especially in the winter time. You know, it's just cold in the wind. Today it's just been quite pleasant. I will be pleased to stop though, get the kettle on and have a cup of tea. That will go down a real treat. Well, just 2 more bridges to go, which are very close together, and then I'll be in the main mooring area for Atherstone. As we go through this short gap basically between the 2 bridges, there are boats moored here. When I see boats moored here, I often wonder if there is any room the other side of the next bridge. We'll find out, won't we? These lot are always very quiet. Well, here we go then. This is the last bridge hole we have to go through before we reach the main mooring area, and before I get to the end where I'm going to turn around. When I say the end, I mean the top of the locks where the winding hole is with the water point, etc. there. As I go past the little narrowboats here, Signet, lady on there I chat to quite regular, but for some reason I can't remember her name. Very nice young lady though. I'll probably say hello to her when I'm around moored up here. As I come along here, I can see there's plenty of spaces. I'm going past one right now, right behind the narrowboat Signet there. I can moor there. I can see some more spaces up in front as well. I should probably be mooring around about here after I've turned the boat around. This end is much closer to the shops, so I'll try moor here as close as possible. It's just a lot easier for carrying your shopping back from the shops.
Hi Pete, how you doing? You got problems right here?
No, it's all
Sorted, that's good. I was going to say, I was trying to help you out or something, but anyway, I'm only winding, coming back there.
Well, this is Coles Hill Road Bridge I'm going under right now. Just past here, we'll go by the water point. The top lock will be right in front of us, and I'm going to spin the boat around. So here I go. Time to turn the boat around. Technical term for it is winding.
Well, there we are. Just winded at the top lock, Atherstone here. Now I'm going to go more up. I need to go and do some shopping. It's a bit busier than it has been along here for a while, but there's plenty of room still to moor up. There's room for probably 3 more boats, so not a problem. Time to moor up and squeeze in front of the 4 counties fuel boats.
As I leave you today, I thought I'd leave you with some sunrises I've taken photographs of recently. Of course, a big thank you goes out to all my supporters of the channel. Your help goes an awful long way to keeping this channel going. If not already subscribed, please do subscribe and hit the bell notification button and the all button. It really does help the old algorithm on YouTube. That just leaves me to say, thank you very much for watching. Trevor out.